In recent weeks, the US-led coalition in Iraq has experienced a turn for the worse. On the evening of August the 10th, a military convoy carrying equipment for US forces near the Iraq-Kuwaiti border was reportedly targeted by an explosion. The Iraqi Shiite armed group Ashab al-Kaf issued a statement claiming that its forces had destroyed equipment and vehicles belonging to the American enemy in a bombing targeting a border crossing south of the Iraqi city of Basra. The group also released a video purposely showing the attack. Ashab al-Kaf is one of multiple anti-US resistance groups which have surfaced in Iraq since early 2020 following the US assassination of Iran's Quds Force commander Qasem Soleimani, the deputy chairman of the Iraqi Popular Mobilization Units Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, and several other prominent Iraqi officers leading the fight against ISIS in Iraq. All these new groups declare their goal to be forcing US troops to leave Iraq, and they conduct attacks on US military infrastructure and forces. This has already become an everyday reality for the US military. Additionally to the August 10th attack, there were at least 4 more military incidents blamed by the US and mainstream media on these groups during the past weeks. Early on August the 12th, 3 rockets fell near the US Embassy building in the Baghdad Green Zone. No casualties were reported. On August the 5th, at least 1 rocket had been launched at the US Embassy area in Baghdad. The rocket was reportedly intercepted by the C-RAM counter-rocket artillery and mortar system, which was recently deployed in the area by the US military. On July the 30th, 2 rockets targeted the military section of the Baghdad International Airport where US forces were deployed. On July 27th, multiple rockets pounded the US-operated military base, Camp Taji, north of Baghdad. The structure and intensity of these attacks demonstrate that they are mostly aimed at pressuring the US military and political leadership into directing a troop withdrawal by creating a hostile environment rather than causing large-scale damage to US forces. If Washington decides to ignore them and accepts instead an increase in casualties in the region, such a resistance may continue for years without a breakthrough. Nevertheless, an especially successful rocket strike, leading to significant casualties, might well lead to an open military response from the United States. The most likely scenario would then be large-scale airstrikes on what Washington would call Iranian or Iranian proxy targets in Iraq and eastern Syria. However, such an isolated, even if powerful response would not be enough to change the situation strategically. Therefore, if the situation develops in the current direction, the low-intensity conflict between the US and Iranian-led forces in Iraq would enter a lingering phase. The prospects for the stabilization of the economic and security situation in the country would be seriously in question.